Hello everybody, how you doing? It's Damon yet again. Again, I'm doing those videos in blocks, so that's the reason why sometimes some videos are more freaking than others. So this one is immediately after the first one, which is basically my Money in the Bank match winners. If the Money in the Bank match happened between 1985 and 2004. So that was the first video. Now I'm gonna have a shorter video today to talk about what would have been my if I had to redo some Royal Rumble winners, who would it have been and why? Because not every Royal Rumble winners I would ever do. First of all, just like Money in the Bank, I would avoid repeat winners. I think it's predictable. And even in terms of G1, whereas because I always seen Okada winning, it's like Tanahashi or Taitsuta Naito. When I read that, I just think, dude, this is boring. People complain about John Cena, Batista, Orton always be on top, but nobody complained for years about Okada, Tanahashi, and something like that. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the reason why New Japan's a bad state that it is because it's like this repeat winner only adds to the ego of one, adds the mystique of one to the expense of everything else. So, my base on this is there's only going to be four repeat winners, and that's Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Cody Rhodes. Nobody else repeats a Rumble. Nobody else. Everybody else is different. So, without further ado, what will be my for 1988? I thought Jim Duggan was an adequate pick. Like I'm looking at the roster that was in the Rumble, and unless it was Jake Roberts, I don't see anybody else that should, honestly. But 1989, as much as like Big John Studd, he deserved a bit of a send off. The Royal Rumble winner went on to WrestleMania to be a special guest referee. Nah, I would have Ted DiBiase win because I want to establish from get-go that being number 30 meant something. He didn't have to be challenging for the title at that time, so it doesn't matter. So why not? 1990, I said Hogan would be a consecutive winner and would stay, but this be the only year that would have a co-winners. I would have Hogan and Warrior eliminate themselves at the end via clothesline, basically via clothesline. Basically, both of them clothesline each other out. I wouldn't trust them to do the Batista, Cena ending or Brett Luger ending. But why not? Hogan still won his Rumble, but Warrior won. The two singles champion won, and that's the reason why the impetus for both of them to go for the ultimate challenge at WrestleMania 6. 1993. I know Yokozuna won, and I love Yokozuna. I think he's underrated. And as much as people give a lot of praise, as they should, for Bret Hart, because he deserves more respect. The more I grow older, the more I realize Bret Hart deserves hell of a lot more respect and a lot more flowers from the WWE. I feel like Yokozuna, the late great Yokozuna, deserves his flowers as well for being able to wrestle two matches at WrestleMania against Luger and Bret Hart. And nobody mentions that. Yeah, they weren't the same quality, but at the same time, look at his size. Bret versus Yoko were always good to great matches. He was a very good wrestler for his size. Imagine being his size and see somebody his size do a super kick. And he did that. Anyway, I don't think he needed to win the Rumble. I don't even think he should have won the title until King of the Ring. I think you should have somebody else win the Rumble. And I think that somebody else have been the Macho Man Randy Savage. So you can have Evans win the Rumble and then face Bret Hart at WrestleMania. And then if he wins, he wins. Uh, or preferably Bret keeps the title. One or another. You can't lose there. Speaking of Bret, 994 will be a win for Bret and Bret alone. Luger, I would have gotten him, and as I mentioned in previous videos, I would have Luger win the WWE title at SummerSlam 1993, lose it around November 1993. Would have won the Rumble. Sorry, would have won the title at SummerSlam 1993, lose it a few months later, and be in the Rumble, but be eliminated by basically a 10U Bam Bam Bigelow. But Luger would win his WrestleMania match, but would not be for a title. Bret would win the title, but he still have to face Owen Hart in the opener as a stipulation. So, yeah, that would be this. For the next 4 years, I will not touch it, but we'll touch 999. I would have Owen Hart win it. Why Mr. McMahon? I felt like why Mr. McMahon should have won. And I felt like a great way to establish Owen Hart as a tweener would have been Stone Cold does get eliminated by McMahon, but on behold to Austin and McMahon, Owen was never eliminated. He was backdrop onto feet first onto the guard onto the steel steps. Raw shortly the reign before rolling out, and you have Owen win it. And you have a way to have the corporation turn on Owen and strip away basically. And the reason it'd be Jeff Jarrett turning on Owen Hart soon after they win the world tag titles. They lose him, and yeah, Jeff Jarrett is a new member of the corporation, and he helps the corporation wrest the title away or the title shot away from Owen. By that time, by my booking, he would have been already W champion once. So Owen becomes back to being a face. And that's how I would have him being a face. Not the Blue Blazer, but being a face. And I think that would have been better for him. So, and Austin would still go on to WrestleMania to be WWE champion. So yeah. 2001, Kane. That Rumble, I felt like at the end, like Kane was basically an element that people, incombustible element that nobody thought in consideration that could win the Rumble. But he had a dominant performance, eliminated 11 people. And at this point, I felt at the end, why not have Kane win? You went from the beginning, oh, here's Kane. He's going to be a dominant force, but he's not going to win it. To the end, it's like, why isn't he winning? He eliminated Rock at the end. It's like, okay, Austin was busted open. He had an out. You could, again, you could have a challenger match. It's like he wasn't established that Kane needed some guidance because he couldn't do all his decisions by himself. And Austin could have faced Kane or something like that, and Austin still goes on to WrestleMania. He was already a two-time winner, so why not? I said I didn't want any repeat winner apart from Austin, Hogan, uh, apart from Hogan, Michaels, Austin, and Cody. But one of those wins from Austin were superfluous. You could have easily gave it to Kane. So that's one of them. 2002, Kurt Angle. All the damn videos, the beautiful day videos back in the day of Triple H. Oh, it's a beautiful day. And you kind of knew, oh, they're going to make him win the Rumble. They're going to make him to win the Rumble. And he hasn't been there for like 8 months. Why can somebody else win the Rumble? Why can he come close and not win it? Like, I would dare say it would have been better. You have Angle win it by screwing Triple H at the end. And you have, rather than basically have Angle face Triple H in number one contender match that was completely undone the next day, you have Triple H use Ric Flair to force Angle to put in that spot in the line, and Triple H wins it. So yeah. Now, I could have said, and that's an optional, but 2006, you could have easily have RVD win it by the same proxy. But at the same time, I like him winning at the One Night Stand pay-per-view. So that's it. 2001. God, Alberto Del Rio, I didn't want him to win. You could have CM Punk win. Why not? You could have Wade Barrett win. Or even Santino. Anybody but Barrett. Anybody but Del Rio. Number 13 might sound risible, laughable, but he was damn popular at the time. I'm saying, why not? How about Ryback? Why couldn't Ryback have won the title then? Sorry, won the Rumble. Why can't he have won the Rumble? And again, I would have made him win the WWE title. I think he should have won the world title at WrestleMania. Like WB mocks WWE so much they pretty much use Ryback to say this is how we would book Goldberg, and you book him worse than WWE. What an epic fail! At least even WWE know, hey, you know what? If you're gonna do it, go all the way. They didn't even go half the way with this guy, and I don't care if the guy is not that great in the ring. Who cares? Warrior wasn't great. Hogan wasn't great. Goldberg wasn't great. They sold money, they sold merch. Why can't you do that? So I would have Ryback win it. 2014, that's a more popular option. I would have Daniel Bryan win it. Come on. That was time. And him winning against Bray Wyatt, losing against Bray Wyatt, but winning at the end of the night would have been poetic and have been great booking. But instead, nothing against Batista. I love Batista, but it wasn't Batista's time. Batista should have been a big time match at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. He shouldn't have been winning the Rumble. 2015, as much as that horribly booked pay-per-view, I was just the only booking decision Daniel Bryan would have been the Rumble. But as much as I hate to say, Roman should have won the Rumble. It's just the way it's done was bad. 2016, though, I would have Dean Ambrose win it. At the end, as much as I can't stand Jon Moxley, it's like he wrestled earlier in the night. He was stumbling in a last man standing IC championship match. He was near the end. He was I would have loved if, like, yeah, Triple H eliminates Roman Reigns after Reigns eliminates Sheamus, but Triple H is so obsessed with proving Reigns wrong, they lose his focus and Ambrose wins the title. Could have easily have Ambrose versus Reigns at WrestleMania. That was the plan to have a triple threat Shield match anyway. You can have the Shield, but you can have basically a match between the two, and Seth can make his comeback afterwards. Near the end, you have 2022. AJ Styles could have easily gone from coast to coast and win it. Brock Lesnar winning it was just so stupid. Like he lost the title, then comes back in the night and wins the Rumble. I don't mind the fact that somebody losing a title and coming back to win the Rumble, but it's like Brock versus Lesnar is one of those rivalries that WWE makes such a big deal of it, and it's a whole bunch of nothing. So yeah, and the other two are just the women's battle royal. The 2022 Ronda Rousey. Seriously, Rowdy Ronda Rousey winning the Rumble. Nah, unless Oli Holm is in there, in which case you make sure they do not win it. I would have a Shayna, our friend Shayna, win it. Why couldn't I have Shayna versus Charlotte Flair? That would have been an interesting match. And speaking of Charlotte Flair, remember when I said about repeat winners? I did not want Charlotte Flair to win this last year's Rumble, which is this year, sorry. Again, you won in 2020. I don't mind her being the final four. I don't mind her being the final eliminated. She could have easily won the Elimination Chamber. You could have gone Io Sky to win. I felt like looking back could have been Io Sky to win. I mean, who else? Like Roxanne, I get it, but you can have Io Sky win it. So those are my opinion about people who should have won Royal Rumble or Royal Rumble that would book differently. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. On that note, take care, guys.